For centuries, Africa's land has been looted. Gold, diamonds, oil, everything was taken away. But suddenly, a young captain announced he would change the course of history. At just 36 years old, Ibrahim Traoré has become not only the symbol of hope for Burkina Faso, but for the entire African continent. Some call him the new Sankara, while others see him as the West's greatest fear. The question is Ibrahim Traoré really the face that will give Africa a new identity? Or will this dream also remain incomplete? Ibrahim Traoré's story is nothing less than a movie script. An ordinary military officer from Burkina Faso, who fought for years in a country drowned in terrorism and poverty, one day lit a flame of hope in the hearts of the people. When he took power, the world was shocked because he was the youngest president in the world. But what makes Ibrahim different from other African leaders is that he didn't get into power through elections. He seized power in a military coup, and since then, he's been ruling like a god over his people. But for how long? Because as we all know, Africa is a continent full of great leaders and great potential. But it's also a continent full of chaos and instability. Will Ibrahim Traoré's story be another chapter of the same story? Or will he really change the course of Africa's history? He is the youngest president in the world. But Traoré's true strength is not his age or his uniform. It is his message, a message that touched millions of hearts. Africa will no longer follow the decisions of others. We will control our own resources, our own land, and our own dreams. Western powers could not digest this because for centuries they had decided where Africa's treasures would go. But today Traoré stands tall, holding the Book of Revolution in his hand and with only one declaration on his lips: independence, freedom, and African unity. This new narrative not only filled the people of Burkina Faso with passion, but also spread a wave across the entire continent. University students, farmers, laborers, and the youth all began to see him as their hero. Some call him the new Sankara, while others call him the Lion of Africa. But the question is, when a young leader dares to challenge such great powers, does he survive? Or does history silence him too? When Ibrahim Traoré took power, the situation was dire. Terrorist groups were destroying entire villages in Burkina Faso. The economy was collapsing, and people were crushed under poverty. But the biggest disease was slavery. The slavery imposed by Western powers through loans, treaties, and military bases. Traoré declared that this game was over. His first step was to expel French troops from the country, a decision that shook the whole world. Then he ordered that Burkina Faso's gold and resources would no longer be shipped abroad, but instead would be used in the nation's own banks and factories. That was the moment when alarm bells rang in Western capitals. Why? Because if a small country could stand free, then the rest of Africa could too. That's why there were many assassination attempts on Traoré. But he survived. Some reports say there have been more than 18 attempts on his life, yet each time, he came back stronger than before. Meanwhile, Traoré called for unity with other African nations. Mali, Niger, and others responded to his call. This new alliance, known as the Alliance of Sahel States, has become a nightmare for the West. Among the people, Traoré's status rose beyond that of a president. He became a revolutionary leader. In schools, children chant his slogans. Farmers take courage from his speeches. And the youth see him as the new identity of Africa. But as his popularity grows, so do his enemies. Western media calls him a dictator. Western politicians label him a threat. The question is, will Traoré withstand this pressure? Or will history once again leave Africa's dream unfinished?